Ink Products has just released its new auto refill ink supply system for the Canon Pro 100. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how to install it. So we're going to go through the steps, and we'll take it step by step to show you how you're going to install it. Step 1. Now, when you get the kit, it's going to come in a box like this, a big white box. And what you're going to do, you're going to open it up and take everything out and put it out on the table here. Now, you want to lay down an old tablecloth or something so as you're working on all of this, you don't have ink all over your table. And as you can see, I'm wearing a pair of rubber gloves. Most of the time I don't, but for the video, I'm going to wear a pair of rubber gloves. Take the packing out. Now, this is all your parts and pieces. You want to take them out of the bag and examine and make sure you got all what you're going to need to put it together. It's going to be in the box. This is quite a unit, so that's why I'm doing this video like this, showing you taking it right out of the box. Now, the first thing I did is I turned the printer on, had the cartridges come over, and then I unplugged the printer. So now I'm ready to put the cartridges in. And because this could be a long video, I already mounted the chain hose bracket right here, the brackets right here. You peel and stick them right on, right there on the printer. And then this is the standoff. You're going to peel and stick that right there. And the other thing is we have a hose clip outside here. Now this is step 2. I'm going to take all the packaging off of the ink tanks, and I'd recommend you get 2 of these little paper clips because you're going to be folding and putting those on the hose so there won't be any ink leaking while you're installing the cartridges. Now in step 2, this is the bag of all the parts and pieces. Everything is in here, and I already showed you that I already installed the outside hose clip, the little brackets to hold on the ladder chain, the brackets that are going to hold on the chain. There's the outside clip, hose clip, and the standoff. So, hose clip goes here, standoff goes here, and the chain hose bracket clips go here. In there, you're also going to get 2 tie wraps to hold it on with. You'll see that in the rest of the video. So you want to get all your parts and pieces and lay them out. Here's a pair of rubber gloves. We supply them to you so you can wear them so you don't have to get ink on your hands. These are our very sharp purge tips. Show you how to do that. It's in the instructions. When you get your instructions, it'll show you what to use those for. This little yellow thing here, it can be any color. It could be blue, it could be yellow, red. That's going to go in the interlock. Step 3 will show you all of that. Okay, now in step 3, we're going to install the cartridges. But before we do that, we need to rock these bottles. We got to get all that ink out of the isobaric chamber because in shipping it gets in there. Now sometimes you might see a little ink somewhere, just a little bit, just wipe it up. Sometimes that happens when you're packing or in shipping. And if you see air in the hoses, pay no attention to that either. That's common. That'll happen. I'm doing both of them. I'm rocking them just like a little rocking chair. That takes all that ink out of the isobaric chamber. Okay, now that's step 3. Now we're going to go to step 4. Now in step 4, I put the little clamps on the hose. This was the color one, the one where the yellow is, that goes in the back. And the one that looks like all black, that's going to go in the front, just like that. Then I got the 2 tie wraps out. And I just organized everything so it's easier to put in. So now I'm going to put this over here. I put paper towel down because I'm going to lift one by one up and put them in. It's too hard to try to put all of them in, although you can do it. I've done it. I just pick them up and I lay them down in there. I want to get everything lined up because then I'll be putting on the bracket. Okay, now we're going to do step 5. Ready to put the cartridges in, so I'm going to turn it over like this. I'm going to remove the rubber bands, and there's also a piece of tape holding the orange clip on. I'm going to leave that taped because then I maybe be able to take all the orange clips off at once. Just slide them. I unclick them, slide them to the back like that, and I'll be able to slide them off. Can you see that there? Yep. I'm going to slide them right off. Now, that's why I have a paper napkin. See, there's a little ink on the exit port. So I'm wiping that off as I'm taking off the orange clips. And you want to save these orange clips. Okay, there's one set. And again, I'm going to blot that ink because that's normal. That's why I have it on a paper towel. Now I'll take the other set off. Again, push them to the back. Okay. Take them out of my way and blot it off. Now I got them all together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to flip it right over like that so they're lined up to go in. Now here's where I take my time. Okay, come around here so you can see. There you go. Now I'm going to put them in. Taking my time putting them in. Because you want to make sure that the front goes in first. Because if it doesn't, then you really got a problem because it'll click in the back and then the front will stay out. There you go. Get it down in there. Click. Now you got it clicked. Now you see the way I got the hose coming off? It's got a nice flow to it. If it's not, get in there and adjust it. If you put them in there incorrectly, you're going to have to take them out again. But you see now I got a nice circle coming off. Then I'm going to be mounting the hose chain right like this. So this right up here, this is important. I'm going to point this out. This should not go any farther than that. And then it should look just like that when you have the tie wraps in. Tie wraps on. So what I usually do is put them down in just like that. I put them down in there. Then I can line this up here, and I watch this end over here that it doesn't. This does not go beyond that. So then I can put this through to hold it. Push it real. There we go. Okay, that's that one. That's tight now. I'll put the other one on. Line it up straight and tighten it up. Okay, now we can do hose travel because I want to be able to see this hose go all the way over, and if it's too tight, you might have to let out some hose or all the way the other way. Now to let out hose, I come back over here and then I'm going to pull some through. Okay, just get a little up here and then you'll be able to pull some through. Now you can go all the way over to the right. And there again, all the way back to the left. Now it's hard to get your hand in there, but you can get it in there and pull it. Now I want it to go all the way over to the left. That's it. That's called hose travel. Now you can take and cut this extra piece off. Now, this piece is important. This is the interlock plug. It thinks that this lid is all the way down. Well, the printer won't work unless I put it in right here. See it down in there? Where I'm putting it? There. That's it. Okay, now we're going to do step 7. Okay, now it's all installed. I laid this out. Now I'm going to unclip these little paper clips. We don't need them on anymore. Now, get yourself a set of them. They're really good. If you ever have to take the cartridge in and out, you just clamp the hose. Now what I'm going to do here, because I balanced the bottles, I'm going to pull the little air plugs to the isobaric chamber. Sometimes it's hard to pull with your finger, so if you want, just use a paper towel like that. See how I can grab it? Okay, I'm going to do the one in the back too. Okay. Now that's very important. The only time you close them is when you're going to fill the ink bottles. Now we can close this up, and I can run the hose down, put it through the little hose clip here, and the other one can go down and go on the outside because it's a double clip, and then you can straighten out the hoses. Now this is our exclusive double loop hose bracket. It's very important, this little bracket right here, because it controls head pressure from the ink to the print head. So now that's just the way it's going to sit. Never any higher and never any lower. As I plug the printer back in and turn everything on. Now we're going to do step 8. So we're going to plug the printer back in and turn it on. We've opened up all the air plugs in the ink tank. It's going to take a second. We've got that little interlock plug in. So it's going to think this lid is all the way down. And it's going to check all the cartridges. This can take up to 2 minutes. There it goes, it's starting to move now. Now what I'm doing, I'm going to watch hose travel. Or a light that blinks over here, that means one of the cartridges are not snapped all the way in. So I come over here, you can see this one wasn't on. I just wanted to show you, you got to push it down and snap it in. Okay, now I just clicked that gray one in and all the lights are on, everything looks good. Now what I want you to do is after you get it set, you go into your software and I want you to do 1 or 2 deep cleanings just to prime everything up. Now before you installed the system, you should have done a nozzle check. Make sure the whole printhead was properly working, because you'll never know. I'm putting that in. That's going to go over to the right. This can come down. And now we're ready to do a test print. This out, see a little bit of air in there? I'm not going to worry about that, because on an install sometimes you can get that. But you can see throughout the whole system there's no other air. So I'm going to let that go, and eventually it's going to work itself out. It'll go into the top of the cartridge and that we send you in case there's any updates and we can't show them in the video. But now I'm doing a color pattern. I'm going to open up the lid, show you how nice and smooth it's running. Anytime you get an orange light, there'll be a support code. And a lot of times that support code will tell you exactly what the problem is. I had a yellow light blink and it turned out I had one of the cartridges popped up.